I always talk about how there's truth in movies, comedy, TV shows, and lies in the news. Another example going back all the way to 2008 with this episode of South Park a day after the elections. Let's take a look at this clip. Play it from the very start. It's a very short clip. And again, those behind the scenes mocking us, mocking all of America, not only America, the world. And this is how our rigged reality works. Unfortunately, I can't show the video. It's been blocked worldwide for some reason. There is another person on YouTube that has this clip on their channel. I'll include a link, that original clip from South Park, in the description box below this video. What I can do is show, with Obama supposedly winning the elections, talking to reporters. After he's done talking, he goes behind closed doors. And there is John McCain, who looks like he's going to confront Obama. Looks like he's angry. Take a look what happens here. Basically, they laugh. It's all about mockery. They give each other basically a high five or a low five. Just a big joke. Again, this is all about mockery. For those that believe your votes count, basically you're wasting your time. People will say, "Oh, this is ridiculous. You're gonna base your beliefs on a stupid cartoon." Yes, this is how they do it. They love to mock with things that seem absolutely ridiculous. Just like this Illuminati card game, which made a lot of predictions. This came out 1995, and even prior they had cards out. Basically, it was discontinued after 95. Princess Di, 9/11, Saddam Hussein, the oil spills. You had the Boston bombing with the green tank top woman coming at the finish line right when the smoke bomb went off. And also all these cards leading to the future. Gun control. Basically, you have martial law and tax reform as well. They're telling us what they're going to do, in this ridiculous seeming game. But again, these are psychopaths behind the wheel. Now let's take a look here at this right here with Obama once again supposedly winning the election. We all know that, for those that are awake, presidents are selected, not elected. Just look at the date of the elections. It's on November 4th. November being, of course, the 11th month of the year, and you get 4. That's the code for the 44th president. The cult of 44, as I shown before in a previous video. With all the occult, with the post-shooting hoax, you had your 4x4 truck instead of an ambulance picking up supposed victims. You had your microphone purposely showing the 4 and 4. You get the Dunkin' Donuts D is the fourth letter in the alphabet. You get your 44 as well. And of course, like I said, Obama, the 44th president. Now, let's look at the details of the South Park episode. And I find it pretty interesting as well. It's always coded by the numbers. They work off the number system where this episode was on season 12, episode 12. You get your 1 and 2 and 3. You get your 3 and 3. You get your 33. The director, or directed by, I should say, Trey Parker. And this name Parker is a very occultic name for the simple fact it is 33 numerology.
You're free, and freedom is beautiful. And, it'll take time to restore chaos and order, but we're order out of chaos, but we will.
Numerology. Just like you see here as well, as I shown with all these crisis actors throughout history, more like recent history, with Robbie Parker, and Robbie is 33 as well, Allison Parker, and you had Taria Parker as well, with, like I said, the hoax nightclub shooting in Orlando. So you see how everything connects. Now, again, getting back to the South Park episode, it was titled, by the way, About Last Night. Again, another detail I found interesting, again, with Trey Parker being 33. Just take a look here, and you see it's from Conifer, Colorado. So this could be just a coincidence, but I find it interesting. You get your CC for 33 as well. Another interesting side note, he changed his name from Randolph Severin Parker III to Trey Parker. I'm not going to show, but basically, Trey is 23 in numerology. You get your 2 and the 3, and you get your 33 as well. You get 33 two times with Trey Parker. That's why they do what they do. They're all about the numbers once again. Now, interesting enough, of course, South Park is aired on Comedy Central. You get your Ball Earth programming. You get your C for 33 as well. This is their standard logo. You see the C and C for 33. You get your Comedy Central. You get the As Above, So Below, or the Mirror Reflection. This is all about Freemasonry and duality, as you see here with Lupe Fiasco. Just taking a look here. Just some more connections. You can see the As Above, So Below, going back in time with the Magician, the Devil himself, As Above, So Below. Just take a look at this hand sign. And what does this remind you of with Star Trek? I found this pretty interesting. Again, I made a video previously about Star Trek and the occult of Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek. And they had an episode called Mirror, Mirror. And of course, with Mirror, Mirror, you get your MM for 33. Let's take a closer look here. Just so happened to be the 33rd episode of the original series. And you see Captain Kirk doing the Nazi salute, or basically Heil Hitler. And also notice as well, with the name Captain Kirk, you get your CK for 311, just like Clark Kent for 311 as well. Understand, all these people that are propped up behind the scenes, Hollywood movies, music, every form of entertainment that's mainstream, these are all Freemasons that get propped up in this world. And also, it aired in October, the month of October 1967. And October itself is 33. Everything they do, there is a reason. These are all occultists. They're all about the numbers. Now, getting back to Spock, as I shown here with the episode of Mirror, Mirror, the good Spock versus the bad Spock. Just take a look at his ears. Of course, these are the devil ears. For those that understand and watch Star Trek over the years, will understand that Spock's father is a Vulcan and his mother is a human. And Spock despised his human side. This basically represents the so-called elite, their bloodline that run this world. They despise their human side. Okay, now take a look again, the connection with Spock, and you see this so-called live long and prosper hand sign. Just take a look here once again at the devil. Devil ears, the devil hand sign with Spock. Just taking a look here. Goes back to the Kabbalah. And also you see the As Above, So Below. A lot of people don't talk about this. Supposedly the sign of the Star of David is nothing more than two pyramids. One right side up and one inverted. Again, always in plain sight. Now, again, getting back to Spock with this hand sign. Take a look at Jonathan Kahn. I find that name interesting. It reminds me of the Wrath of Khan. The same exact hand sign. Just another example of how the Masons own and control it all with Hollywood. Taking a look at this old episode of Batman going back to the 60s titled Finn, Finney, and Fiends. Again, all about the number system. F is the sixth letter in the alphabet. So you get your code at 666 in episode 33. Just like the Star Trek episode as I showed before with Mirror, Mirror. Also as well in this episode, find it interesting. I'll play the clip right now where they make a mention to Skull and Bones. Of course, a secret society all about Freemasonry.
Now you can say that again.
And that is Bruce Wayne's grandfather, Mrs. Cooper?
His great-grandfather.
I understand he was tapped for Skull and Bones.
Tapped for it? Sir, he founded Skull and Bones.
So as always, I just don't show this clip and leave people hanging. I always connect pieces of the puzzle together so people get a better idea of what's taking place in the Matrix. And people can easier, or I should say easily, connect the dots and see what's taking place in this world. How all of TV is controlled and run by these satanic Freemasons. And people like this are nothing more than sellouts. Again, I stated many times, they look for people what they believe have talent, and they shape them and form them to what you see. He did not devise this, okay? Again, just a puppet and told to do this from people behind the scenes that you never see. So again, this is all about the Matrix and connecting all the pieces together.